سيدنا ونبينا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لا سيما بقية الله في أرباب العالمين لمقدمه الفداء. السلام عليك يا أمين الله في أرضه وحجته على عباده. السلام عليك يا أمين المؤمنين ورحمة الله وبركاته. Respected brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Just a day like today, earlier today, and during the Fajr prayer, as mentioned last night, Imam al-Mu'tamin and Imam al-Mu'tamin Sallallahu was strong. Supposedly, Leghaei was one of the soldiers of Ramadhan, supposed to be the supporter of Ramadhan. But unfortunately, Khawarij came on the hill. This gives us a good lesson, a good warning. We always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Muslim al-Aqaba, having a good ending. Nobody knows how we are going to end our life. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inshallah give us all Muslim al-Aqaba and good ending, so that inshallah we stay on the right path all the way to the end of our life inshallah. Being during the days and all the nights of Ramadan and the Amal of Ramadan that we have, and so many recommendations, one of the most important, perhaps very common question is about the dua and how the dua is granted and whether all our dua is granted or not. If you recall, some days ago I shared with you a hadith from the Holy Prophet, that the Prophet says that, or his hadith of Qudsi, that if you make your wudu, after 2 rakat prayer, and you pray to God, ask your hajjah, and God doesn't give your hajjah, God says that I will be an unfair God, and I'm not an unfair God. Quran also in Surah Al-Ghafir says, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. You are very familiar with this ayah. It's that part of it. ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Call me, I definitely grant you. A question rises up in these situations, and I was asked, I told the brother with a bit of explanation I gave him. I said that inshallah during the nights of Ramadan and days of Ramadan I will talk about that. They say that sometimes I ask God for something and it's not granted. How come that God says, "Ud'uni astajib lakum"? Call me and I grant you. But often I ask and it's not granted. So many wishes I have and I'm praying to God and it's not given to me. So what's the meaning of "Ud'uni astajib lakum"? The first thing that we need to remember when we pray to God, remember that we are not commanding God to do something. We are begging, we are requesting. This is just as an example, even the example is far from the reality. As an example, a child, your son, your daughter is asking you something. As an elderly parent, you know whether this is for their best interest or not. If it is for their interest, you give it to them. If it's not for their interest, no matter how much that they nag and cry, you know that it's not good for them. Your child, like your little daughter, is ill and she's asking, let's say, for ice cream that is not good for her. You will not be a compassionate mother or father if you give it to them. Even he doesn't know, she doesn't know, yes? So remember that dua is a request from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not, we are not commanding God that God has to do it. And always the maslahah, our benefit, overrules everything else. In other words, the divine wisdom overrules everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best what is for our best interest, what is not for our best interest. We have this ayah in Surah Al-Isra, ayah number 11. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وَيَدْعُ الْإِنسَانُ بِالشَّرِّ دُعَاءَهُ بِالْخَيْرِ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. Allahu Akbar. God says that insan usually in the Quran has a negative connotation. Everywhere you see insan is used in the Quran, it means a human who has no faith in God, a human or their faith is shallow, or untrained humans that are not under the teachings of religion, Islam. they are not trained, Quran usually refers to them as al-insan. So وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ what did I say? وَيَدْعُ الْإِنسَانُ بِالشَّرِّ دُعَاءً بِالْخَيْرِ. Often untrained humans and those who don't have the Islamic education, they are desperately calling, asking God for something that is not good for them, but they assume it's good for them. Because he thinks that it's good for him to have a child. God knows it's not for the best interest of these parents to have a child. No matter how desperately they are asking, because God is all wise, all merciful, knows the future, knows that if this parent or this couple, they have a child, later on they complain to God about this child themselves. So Quran says that ignorantly they come to me and keep asking, but I know that it's not to their maslahah, to their benefit. We have examples of it. I don't want to go to the details of it. I know someone myself, for example, a lady for many years, she's been asking to have a child, God didn't give it to her. But subhanAllah, later on, and now as I'm talking to you, she's become the spiritual mother of tens of orphans. She ended up opening an orphanage and is looking after so many orphans. God had that mission for him. Yes, she is not a biological mother, but Quran says, "Inna amwalakum wa awladakum aduwwun lakum." Or the zinatul hayat dunya, children, wealth of dunya. These are the adornment of dunya. Wal baqiyatu salihat khayrun inda rabbika. This is baqiyatu salihat. That you are looking after tens of orphan children that they don't have mother, they don't have father. In the hereafter, the orphanage that you open will benefit you, will avail you more than if you had 10 children yourself. Yes. So we need to trust God's wisdom. And remember that when one says, "Ud'uni astajib lakum," it means when you are asking God something, definitely you will be given. The fact is that no one goes to God and comes back empty-handed. You need to remember this. Now, if what I'm asking is to my benefit, to my maslahah, and according to the divine wisdom, the generous God will grant it to me. If it's not to my benefit, God says that because you are asking me, I'm not going to send you back empty-handed. I will give you something that you will benefit from, even if you did not ask for. So, it's a win-win situation. Don't ever miss supplication and dua, because you don't know what you are asking is to your benefit or not. But ask. To my knowledge, Ya Allah, I think this is what I want. And I think it's to my benefit. But you know best. If it's to my benefit to leave, God prolong my life. If it's not to my benefit to leave, God take my life. Anything, wealth, health, you name it. Always when you ask Allah, Ya Allah, this is to my knowledge I'm asking. But if it's not to my benefit, Ya Allah, you know best. You deal with my life. I have left all my affairs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with full submission. So don't say that sometimes I'm asking God and He doesn't give it to me. You should appreciate if He didn't give it to you, because that means it was not your benefit. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. God knows and you know. Now, sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.